going to run through some of the basics of how to get your document formatted in Microsoft Word if you're interested in submitting it to critique groups, just to make it easier. And in fact, most of these tips are also applicable if you're going to be submitting your document to agents or editors. They like it to be in a nice, clean, standard format. A lot of agents and in fact editors as well will say that they don't want you to attach your document as a Word document. They just want you to paste the text into your email, into the body of your email. But if they do ask for a Word document, chances are they're expecting to see it in a standard format. So I'm just going to go ahead and screen share so that we can look at my Microsoft Word document, and I've just pasted in a whole bunch of text just so I can play around with it. I've got 281 pages of Wuthering Heights here, and I'm going to show you a few of the basic operations that you need to know as a writer to create a manuscript that's submission ready. This manuscript is not submission ready. This manuscript, from the perspective of an agent or editor, is garbage. It's messy. It just doesn't look great. There's chapter headers in the middle of the page, and there's extra lines all over the place. So I'm just going to show you a few quick tips to neaten it up a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to show you is paragraph formatting. Most people, when they ask you to submit a document, they're going to look for your document in a standard font. Usually they specify Arial or Times New Roman are the two fonts that people like to see in a document. I'm going to go up here to the top to the font drop down, and I'm going to select Times New Roman, and I'm going to select 12 points, which is the standard point size. So now you can see that my paragraph has now jumped. Unlike the rest of the document, my paragraph is now in 12-point Times New Roman. But I'm not quite finished with this paragraph. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to the, whoops, sorry, the zoom controls are in the way. Move the zoom controls out of the way. I'm going to, let me just go through that slowly in case you missed it. If you click once in a word, you've got your flashing cursor. If you click twice, that's double click on the left mouse button, click, click, then you highlight the word. But in fact, if you triple click anywhere in a paragraph, 1, 2, 3, then it highlights the entire paragraph. And that's what I want to do here. Now up here, I've got this paragraph ribbon. Yours might look slightly different. And if you click here, in the little box in the corner of the paragraph box there, it's going to open the paragraph settings dialog. A standard paragraph, when you're formatting your manuscript for submission, is going to have the first line indented. So let's go here under special. We're going to click on first line. It automatically, mine defaults to 1/2 inch. If you have metric settings set up, it'll have a different but similar measurement. Down here under line spacing, the default, the automatic option is multiple. But in fact, most agents and editors want to see your manuscript double spaced. So I just clicked that. And then here there's this option to either add space between paragraphs of the same style or don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. I usually click that just so it doesn't add extra spaces. I don't like extra spaces in my document, whatever, there's no right or wrong. Now I'm just going to click on OK. And you can see it's applied those changes to this paragraph. The first line is indented and it's double spaced through it. Now that's great. You're probably asking, that's great. You formatted one paragraph, but what about the other 281 pages of this document? But now here's the magical thing. A lot of people use Word for years and never pay attention, to the styles at the top of the page. And that's a mistake because we have all these, you see where it says styles here up on this formatting ribbon, where it says normal. I'm going to just first click anywhere in my paragraph that I've got formatted so nicely. And I'm going to make this the new normal, which means it's going to be the default style throughout my document. It's going to change all 281 pages just like that. Here's how you do it. Go up here, find the normal style, right click on normal, and just choose update normal to match selection. The selection is the paragraph that my cursor is sitting in right now. I did that. It doesn't give you any kind of confirmation. It just does that. And now you can see actually that the look of that font up there under normal changed. And if you scroll, the entire document is now indented, double-spaced, Times New Roman 12 point. Word has automatically done so much of the work for us that I think it's amazing for us to know about these features because they can save us a ton of time and a ton of work. Now, next thing is we have all these undesirable spaces. Now you may wonder, some of you may not see those spaces in your document, spaces between lines. This is actually known as the paragraph symbol. I hope you can see it, it's a backwards P. If you want to see those paragraph symbols, there's a little symbol up here. If you go up to the top here, the paragraph box on this formatting ribbon, you can hide those paragraph symbols. You can display those paragraph symbols, whatever you like, hide, display, hide, display. It'll show you, Word will show you other symbols as well if you have this thing turned on. But what I want to do is just erase all those extra line breaks because they're bothering me. And they're going to bother agents and editors. And our job as writers is to not bother agents or editors, to make it as easy as possible for them to say yes to us. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to search through my document, and I'm going to replace all of these line breaks, these extra line breaks, with nothing. I'm going to take them all out. The way that I do that is up here. Let's move zoom out of the way. Back up to this formatting ribbon, right. And these might be in different places or look different on your screen and in your Word. But let's go here to replace. I'm going to select replace. Okay, and you can see here now, this opens up the find and replace box. Now, what are we looking for? Whoops, I was previously looking for the word chapter. What are we going to look for? Let's find. Now down here, we have a whole bunch of special characters. So under special characters, let's look here and we will do, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a line break, a manual line break, line break. Sorry. Oh, paragraph mark. It's right here at the top. This isn't exactly how I usually do it. That's why it wasn't familiar. Paragraph mark. It's just going to insert a little caret P there. That sounds rude. Caret P. There's a little carré, little French accent, as well as a P. It's going to find every one of those, and it's going to replace them with nothing. I'm going to erase all of them. Now, this is the wrong thing to do, as you'll see in a second. By the way, if you don't see these options at the bottom in your find and replace, it's because there's this button here, more, less. You want to see more, you want to see less. So it's going to search for all of these. It's going to replace them with nothing. And as you're going to see in a second, that's going to be a disaster. It's going to mess up my document very badly. Let's do it here. Let's click on replace all and let it go to work. Okay, it's made 3,800 replacements. Now my document is great, except what has happened to my document? There are now no paragraph breaks in my entire document. My document is now 400 pages instead of however many pages it was before, but it's bad. It's very, very bad. So let's just go up here to the undo button. You can also just hit Control Z if you want to undo, but I'm just going to undo here. Oh my goodness, they're back. Phew. Okay, so let's go over here, and I guess I better pause recording so that I can answer the phone. So I previously erased all these symbols, the paragraph breaks. I don't want to erase the paragraph breaks. What do I want to replace? I want to replace not single paragraph breaks, because those are okay. I want to replace all the double paragraph breaks. So I'm just inserting another one of those paragraph marks. And instead of replacing them with nothing, I'm going to replace them with a paragraph mark. So what I'm doing here, if you can see, everywhere that Word finds two of these paragraph breaks, then it's just going to replace it with one paragraph break. And that's okay. We don't have to panic. It's going to do exactly the right thing. You don't have to worry about the extra line, the extra space. We're just going to hit replace all. And now it's made 1,929 replacements. I'm going to close this find and replace box. And you can see now that all those extra spaces within my document are gone, which is fabulous. Okay, two more things that I want to show you. And one is, the first is these chapters. When you're writing a longer book, we've got 430 pages, we want to help our book look nicer, look a little bit more professional by starting chapters on a new page. So here I've got chapter 1, right? And this is formatted as normal style, so it's the same indented Times New Roman 12-point font that all the rest of my paragraphs are. But I want to make this stand out a little bit as a chapter header. So first of all, I'm going to, turn on these show symbols. I'm just at the beginning of this line. Hit the backspace button so that it's all the way to the left-hand margin. And now I'm going to hit the center button up here in the paragraph style. Center it. There we go. And why don't we bold that up a little bit too? Bold. Let's make it a little bigger. Even though I said to do it all in 12-point Times New Roman. Centered up. Let's make it really schmancy. So that's our chapter header. Now I want to use the same chapter header for all the chapters of my book. I want to reuse this style that I've worked so hard to create. So how do I reuse this style? We're going to use the built-in styles feature of Word. So you're going to go up here and I'm just going to, these are predetermined styles. I don't like them very much. So I'm going to call this one header 1. This is what header 1 currently looks like. But I'm going to go up here, right click on header 1, heading 1, and choose update heading 1 to match selection. You can see that the look of that changes right away. So now the chapter titles are in heading 1. So that's going to make them stand out a little bit, jump off the page. Let's do that to a whole bunch of the chapter titles. I don't know how many chapters there are in this thing. So I don't know if I'm going to do it to all of them, but let's find the word chapter. Oh, here's chapter 2, all the way down on page 7. So to make this one look like a chapter heading, I'm just going to click over here, click heading 1. Look at that, it's beautiful. All right, let's go here, chapter 3. Okay, click and apply the style here. I'm applying the heading 1 style. I'm not going to do this to all. Oops, there was the word chapter inside the text of the story. Let's do 2 more just for fun. Search for chapter, style, the heading, chapter, style, the heading. Okay, so we have 6 chapters that are all defined here. And now those chapter headings really jump off the page. But what I really want to do is I want each chapter to start on its own page. I like when that happens. I like seeing manuscripts that are nicely formatted like that. So how do you start your chapters? See, it's not so bad here at the top of the document. But let's look here. See, chapter 2 starts 3 lines down on the page. That's not so nice, right? Chapter 3 starts in the middle of the page. So I don't want to do that. I want each chapter to have its own page. They're important. I put a lot of time and effort into writing them and I want them to look nice. So here's how you do it. You click just before the C and I'm going to hit the control key and the enter key at the same time. I'm going to press control and then I'm going to press enter. And what that does, oh, look at that. I'm at the top of a new page. What that does, if you scroll back up, it has inserted a page break character. I hope you can see that here. Now that character is invisible. If I turn off the special symbols, you can't see that anymore, so that's fine. Page break. Good. Let's find my next chapter heading. And whoa, where is that now? Okay, it's 2 lines down. That's not great. Control, enter to start a new page. Let's do that again, just for a couple more. Control, enter to start a new page. And control, enter. Let's do it one more time. Control, enter to start a new page. We did all the way to chapter 6. Let's do it one more. Control, enter. So nice. So nice. You can see my document is starting to look really great. It would be a good idea, by the way, when you're working in Word, just to save your document periodically. I've run into trouble with that. So now we have our document really nicely formatted, except the title doesn't look so great, but look, I'm just going to make that there. Is that okay? Okay? That's okay. We're just going to leave it like that for now. The last thing I want to show you in this very short video, which has already gone on a little bit too long, is adding page numbers to your manuscript. Now where page numbers go, or supposed to go, is in this little margin at the top of the page. That's called the header. You can't see it, it's invisible. But if you double click, whoa, I'm there. I'm in the margin. There's no rule about what you put in the header. You can just put the page number, you can put your name, you can put the title of the book. Okay. I'm not going to bother with the accent. Now, I do want to put a page number. I think page number is just about the most important thing to put in there. So how do we put, I just typed those things, by the way. And because I've defined my normal as this 12 point Times New Roman, it's automatically in 12 point Times New Roman. How do you insert a page number? So we're going to go here. Previously, we were on the formatting ribbon. We're going to go to the insert ribbon. We're going to scroll over here to page number. It's under header and footer. Page number. I'm not going to worry about top of page, but current position is what I want. And I'm just going to choose a plain number. It's going to use the default formatting. So I just did page number, insert page number, current position. You just want it right where your cursor is, and a plain number. Don't worry about the fancy numbers unless you want to play around with the fancy numbers. You can do it as many times as you want, but that's not good. So I'm just going to erase that last one. Now, it hasn't just added the number to the first page. I'm going to double click to get out of the header. Let me put that down a little bit. You can see the header is kind of there in gray to show you that that is the header. But when you scroll down to page 2, the header is there. And when you scroll down to page 3, the header is there. And it's updating automatically. You don't have to do anything. It automatically updates the page numbers. Do not try to number the pages manually yourself by hand. And in fact, if I hit, I'm going to hit Control End to get all the way to the very end of the book, page 350 now. And in fact, it's saying page 350 completely automatically. So Word has taken care of that work for me. And you can format this. You can go into the header. You can center it. You can right align it. Some people like their headers to be on the right-hand side, whatever you prefer. I'm just going to show you one thing. Some people prefer, let's go to up here to the very top, the header and footer tool. I said this was the last thing, but it's okay. Some people like to specify a different header or no header on their very first page. So let's do that, because really the title page doesn't need a page number. It can just be clean. So I'm going to click on different first page up here in the design of the header and footer. Whoa, my header is gone. But look, it's still here on page 2. Now, I don't know if I like this being page 2. So let's go back over here, because this really is page 1 of my manuscript. So let's go here. We'll go format page numbers. And we're going to start at 0. Did that insert the page number? No, but now it will. Page number, current position, insert. And because I'm starting the page numbers from 0, the first page is actually the 0th page. And that makes page 1 of my story the actual page 1 in the header. So what have we seen so far? We've seen how to use, let's go back up here. We've seen how to use styles to format, to create your default paragraph format. We've seen how to insert page breaks to set, for example, to set each chapter on its own page. We've seen how to use styles to define chapter headers and make those stand out a little bit. And we've seen how to create page numbering automatically in Word. So I hope that's been super helpful. And leave a comment if there's anything else you'd like to see. Thanks so much. Bye. Say bye. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.